you. I do feel like this is for somebody who has been going through some family issues or financial struggles or both, maybe something with regards to a relationship. But there is an end to an argument. There is balance. I do feel like there's affection and there's peace. So I like that. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of Winchenta. And if you are interested, I do offer personal readings. My email address is in the description box below. I'm going to see what we are looking forward to recovering from, or, what was the storm before we now have the calm, right? Sabotaging relationships. Uh-oh. In the tangle of love, my demons emerge, and I wonder if yours will ask them to dance. So this would be somebody who is struggling in terms of emotional intimacy. They might, for a few weeks or a few months, get comfortable or like the idea of being close, and then they get claustrophobic and they want to find some way to kind of like erode that connection, justify walking away, or kind of like prove their suspicion that no one is ever going to really do right by them. We have the Siren card. As enchanting as it is, the reflection in the water, it can lure your soul to depths where illusions falter. If you really get to know me, if you, spent a whole year with me, would you still want to know me? Or conversely, if I, get to know you well enough, I'm sure I will find something that I don't like about you. So I think we could call that pessimism. I think, yeah. Hello, Sidebinder. How are we doing today? I also just wanted to say I'm super excited to hear about the deal for a ceasefire, and I genuinely hope that that goes as well as it can possibly go, respectful to, as many people as possible. We could all deal with a little bit more peace in the world, I believe. Hello, Crisis Core. How's it going? So we've got Judgment. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Rods in the reverse, which is the Page of Wands in the reverse, and the Empress. You handled bad news like a boss. So we had a decision that I feel was probably someone else's decision. Could have to do with finances or whether or not they were going to be reliable, whether or not they were there for you. King of Pentacles in the reverse is like, I'm busy making sure that, number one is taken care of. I'm not really thinking about what you're doing. And this bad news hits this Empress, and they're like, okay, allow me to recalibrate. Allow me to figure this out. Have you ever been a server? Have you ever had to balance a tray with multiple drinks? Let's go with 8 drinks. Now, when I would set up trays and there were at least, 4 drinks, it's all about where you place it so that when you're carrying it out, you're not going to like dump the whole thing, right? Now, if you're walking around and you have strategically placed those glasses so that the tray doesn't fall, and then someone comes up and takes 2 from the same side, they don't even try to balance it out. How are you not embarrassed? That tray would fall. And that's what happened. Somebody came over and they took 2 of your drinks off that tray, and your whole tray fell over. And you were like, for a moment, you might have been tempted to find someone else's drink and pour it on that person, like, hey, way to go. But you kept your cool. If you didn't, this isn't your reading. Whoever I'm reading for, you kept your cool when somebody was unreasonable, was like trying to cause issues. 7 of Cups, Page of Cups. There were so many options for you. Hello, Frederick. How are you doing? So many options. Maybe for a moment you thought about just laughing out loud at how ridiculous the current situation was. Maybe you thought about crying into a bowl of ice cream a la Bridget Jones. Maybe you thought about like throwing something at somebody. But you know what you chose to do? You made a face kind of like this, didn't you? Should we all do it together? It's the, again, really? That's what you're going with? Really? So you could have lost your temper. You could have really been difficult. Whatever this is. I don't know if this is a work situation. It could be romance, right? Because we had the sabotaging relationships, but that doesn't have to be romantic. This could be somebody who likes to collect friends and then let them go. But this is someone who maybe felt like they would get a reaction out of you, and they're a little disappointed that you were this Page of Cups. I don't know why. I just get a kick out of this face. Hello, Peggy. Good morning. How we doing? Hello, Key Controller. How's it going? Hello, Kingly Eagle. How's your weekend? Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. I'm sorry. I guess I'm choosing the option where I giggle. There's something this person said, and maybe they felt like it would be not well received, but it wouldn't have the consequences that it did. It's like that escalated quickly. And they should have seen it coming, but they didn't. 10 of Wands, 4 of Cups. So at a certain point, then this Empress is like, and we're done. So you, whoever you are, the reading I'm giving for you, this would be for the Empress, right? This is somebody who's like, okay, you like to sabotage relationships, then I think I'm out, you know? Maybe you've been dating for a couple weeks and it seemed like everything was great. And then all of a sudden there was this like temper. Maybe there's, you know, something that happened, like an isolated incident. And then you started to realize it was more of like a pattern, right? But you had a choice, and you could have responded with a bit more poison on your tongue. And instead, it's like you just chose to pack up and walk out, which is its own message. Let me tell you, I am a very talkative person. You already know this about me, right? You only have to watch for like 30 seconds. And you're like, man, it's been on my report card since I was in like second grade, maybe first. I don't know. I have, in the last several years, fell in love with the power of silence, fell in love with the power of not needing to broadcast my voice everywhere, says the girl on YouTube. But like when I started to change my perspective on social media, like, hey, maybe I don't want everyone to know what I'm up to. Maybe I'd rather just like keep some things for myself, or maybe I don't need this person that I haven't talked to for 10 years to know what I'm drinking today. This is like somebody who's saying, you know what? I could get into that little tiff with you. I could tell you just how bad you smell. I could tell you all sorts of things. But instead, I'm just going to be like, really? There was one afternoon I spent with a friend looking up kind of like half-ass insults, because you could really lay into somebody and just like say the worst things. And for whatever reason, this seems so much more powerful, you know, just kind of like, you again, doing that thing you do. It's not really bothering me anymore. So I think I'll just like head out. And they were like looking forward to this argument with you. This is the Marigold Tarot, by the way. So this person, again, they feel like things escalated quickly. 6 of Swords in the reverse, 4 of Cups. Holy buckets. I thought we were just going to argue for a little bit, or I thought you were going to like try to make me feel bad, and then I would pretend I felt bad, and then we would do the whole thing. No. 4 of Cups. Done. So this breakup was not like anticipated by this King of Pentacles. This friendship ending, they didn't really think that was going to happen. Knight of Wands. Again, that's the one we just had, right? The Hermit in the reverse. King of Cups in the reverse. We'll go with both. Sun in the reverse and the Magician in the reverse. Yo, there's so many people going through this right now. Maybe it's just because everybody just went through the holidays and you had to deal with people like more than normal. But we have a lot of people that are realizing this is just not the right situation for me. Not a good friendship or not a good influence. I don't know why I keep trying to make you proud of me. I don't know why I'm still dating you. There are a lot of people being honest with themselves about what they can change, what they should do, and how people are actually treating them. No more rose-colored glasses. I'm just going to look at what is right in front of me. But this person also decided, the Empress, I'm not going to continue to, you know, get into arguments. It's not worth it. King Cups in the reverse. I know what it'll get me. So why keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result? 7 of Swords in the reverse, the World in the reverse. So our King of Pentacles in the reverse, who has sabotaged your relationship or your friendship, is basically faced with the fact that what they thought was never going to end, or what they assumed was an unbreakable bond, is in fact broken, shattered, on the floor, and they can't find the broom. Don't walk barefoot. Hello, Matt. How's it going? How's it going, Carrie? Hello, first time. What's happening? I like that. What else do we have? We have the Hierophant. 2 of Swords. Yeah, this feels to me like somebody who is sticking to their morals, sticking to their beliefs. And there's the Empress again. So you maybe didn't think that the crossroads that you created for this Empress was going to have such dire consequences. You maybe thought that they were going to prioritize the relationship with you over the respect or like self-worth that the Empress has. And if you knew that this was an Empress, then shame on you. Like, really though, you're dealing with a whole ass Empress and you think they're just going to be like, oh, here's my morals and my self-worth. No, they're an Empress. Come on. Come on. If you're dealing with an emperor, if you're dealing with an Empress, if you're dealing with somebody who knows their ish, like this person's come out as the Empress twice, and I've only been dealing with 2 tarot decks. So what does that tell you? This is not a temporary energy of someone who has attained Empress. This is like, oh, I've moved in to the Empress Tower and I'm so used to it. No, this is somebody who's very like married, if you want to say, to who they are, not to other people. So you want to be starting ish. I would suggest you refined your targeting. I don't know. Like, if I was trying to learn how to hunt, I'm not going to go out there and be like, I'm going to go catch me a bear. That sounds like a good way to have an accident, right? Maybe I should start with like pigeons or something. I don't know. What do you guys start with? Pheasants? Toads? I'm just kidding. Did I say hello to Matt yet? Hello, Matt. All right. So we've got the 7 of Rings or the 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So this is somebody who was baking a cake and didn't realize what flavor cake it was. Guess what flavor it was, you guys? Break up. When you are manipulative, when you try to control things, when you play with fire, sometimes things don't go the way you want them to. This person put all of the ingredients required for an argument into the air with somebody that they care about and didn't really want to be honest with themselves that sometimes that cake ends up being a breakup, not an argument. They pushed too far, right? And now with the 8 of Wands in the reverse, somebody is unwilling to talk. Somebody's unwilling to take action. Somebody feels like there's nothing they can do to fix this. So onward, thank you. Next. This is the Beginner's Tarot. That was like super convenient. I said thank you next, and then we had to change the tarot deck too. Yes, exactly. I hope you have some aloe, What else do we have? 5 of Pentacles. Magician. Nine of Wands in the reverse. I really hope I'm not coming across as condescending because that is not my goal. But I just want to say that there are a lot of people out there that overestimate their intelligence, overestimate their ability to manipulate people, or overestimate their ability to sell their bullshit. Sorry, Mom. I'm trying real hard not to swear, but it's not always easy. I'm not going to say that there aren't people out there that are just exceptionally talented at manipulation and go relatively unnoticed, or, nobody goes up against them. But this is somebody who felt like they could control what was happening in this relationship, whatever it was, platonic, romantic, family. They felt like they could just kind of puppet string it, right? I do this and you'll do that. And now I'm hearing Bjork's song, Human Behavior. That means something for someone out there. But for me, where I'm sitting, it means you try to assume everybody's going to respond the same way to your shenanigans. Then you are eventually going to be the one who looks like a fool. And I would bet money on it. I don't really like to gamble. Have I told you guys the story? I'm pretty sure I have. Like, I'll walk in, I'll win $5, and I'll be like, cool, I'm done. It was actually 75, just so you know. Kind of a badass. This person is having to give up because they're realizing they tried to manipulate an empress. I mean, you're King of Pentacles in the reverse. So, awfully bold of you. In like a not attractive way. So 9 of Wands and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So I come over here and I say something kind of awful, right? Like, oh, I don't even know why I'm interested in you. expecting you to like fight for things. And this Empress is like, you know what? You're right. We're totally different people. I should probably just go look for love elsewhere, don't you think? You made the point. I'm agreeing with you. Isn't that what you were trying to say? This would never work, right? Oh, you wanted me to like beg or like justify or like, demonstrate that I'm really like committed to. No, actually, I'm pretty sure you were right. Oh, hey, what's that on your face? Oh, it looks like maybe something backfired on you. Say what you got to say in an authentic way. Don't be playing games, because then you're just going to look like a loser at some point. Because you can't win every game. That's just not a thing. I don't know. Is there someone out there that's won every game? Let me know. Hit me up. I'll send you some money for the lottery, okay? Sun in the reverse and the Seven of Swords. When you are so concerned or focused on how to make sure that your trick or your manipulations or your lies don't get discovered, you miss the plot sometimes. This person missed out on what was super obvious. Like, this is like a don't step on the grass, like danger, dog. But this person's looking the other way to see if somebody's going to catch them. They walk right into that yard, and then the dog does their job, But they were too busy trying to like make sure they could control the situation, make sure that they could get a specific outcome to keep track of what was actually going on. Ooh, yes. Crisis Core, that's also another good one. I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of Bjork music I don't like. The last road trip I took, I'm pretty sure like the first 75% of my road trip, I was just listening to Bjork. Shoot, I think I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay. Four of Wands. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Sabotaging a romance, sabotaging a connection, sabotaging something that is stable. And then realizing, oops, I probably shouldn't have done that. Regret, right? There was one time I was real hungry, okay? This is back when I still had both my babies. I had Stewie, and this is supposed to be Hambone. I'm going to have to print a picture of him. Truth be told, the pictures one picture that Peggy sent me is super close to what Hambone looked like, so I just kind of count that. When I had both my babies, the little kitty cats, I made myself some mac and cheese. And let me tell you, I love cheese, okay? And if it's mac and cheese, even better. I like to dress it up a little bit, add some like breadcrumbs or whatever. So I made this delicious mac and cheese. And I used to hang out in a big old bean bag in my loft at my old apartment. Not far from where you can see it in my old videos, by the way. And I was dumb enough to set my mac and cheese on the floor because, beanbag's not very high profile. This little guy right here, Stewie. There's a reason I named him Stewie, okay? He ate half that before I even noticed of my mac and cheese. I couldn't even fault the guy because, I get it. You put your mac and cheese in front of me, I'm going to eat it too. So I couldn't even get mad at him. I was like, man, I should have put it on an actual table, not the floor. I got two cats. One of you is probably going to get to it. So it's kind of like, I feel this Empress is looking at the King of Pentacles in the reverse as this, like the Stewie eating the mac and cheese thing. Like, well, actually, if I think about what I truly expect of you behavior-wise, this makes a lot of sense. So the question is, why do I keep letting you have any chance at my mac and cheese? Maybe I should just eat at the kitchen table instead of in my beanbag. Don't worry, you guys, I don't have a beanbag anymore. Eat at the table. But it's like, I get it, you know, that's probably what I should have expected you to do. So if I expect that kind of behavior from you, what do I actually think of you? You could be kind of admitting to yourself, you always knew this person was the type to sabotage relationships. Therefore, maybe you shouldn't do that, right? Key controller. I can't follow them either. I mean, I get it. All right. So we've got privileged lady in the reverse, lovers in the reverse, and mature woman. So I do feel like this is someone who, our Empress, whoever you are, don't get too caught up on that gender, right? Even as we have a lady and a woman adding to it. You are who you are. You're coming out as the Empress because you are able to be emotional without putting at risk your own stability in order to be there for somebody else. This privileged lady in the reverse, because it's paired with lovers in the reverse and mature woman, is coming through as, I don't need to be yours to be happy. I am already happy. So if you don't want to be mature, then I don't really see a need to be chasing after you, wondering about what kinds of things could happen between the two of us. Of course, for some of you, this is more of a friendship thing, but I do feel it's leaning a little bit more towards the romantic. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Reconciliation. All right, I'm just going to say it. For some of you, if there is not a child in your life and not a child in their life and you know it, it's straight up calling them immature, right? Because we just had the mature woman. So if you're going to act like insert an age that would be insulting for whoever you are, then I don't really want to like hang out with you anymore. So this is somebody who basically is putting constraints on a potential reconciliation. If you want to reconcile, you're going to have to show that you are actually mature. For others of you, there is a matter that needs to be resolved for actual children, right? I do see for someone specifically, this is someone who wants to reconcile with you relationship-wise, but they have not made good on their child support with you. And you're like, pay up or shut up, because like you're trying to tell me you're doing right by your responsibilities and you haven't done that. That's not for all of you, obviously. But this is somebody who's trying to leverage the physical attraction or the passion, the chemistry between you to kind of sidetrack or distract from some of the more difficult things that need to be addressed. Get it? Addressed. And they thirsty. All right, this is the Fairy Lenormand. What else do we have? Hello, Jane Doe. How's your weekend going? Yeah, I have like pretty thick sweater on. It's gonna get cold today. I don't like it. But I'm hoping this is like the last cold front here. For this year anyway. So we've got the Scythe and the Cross. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Hindsight is 2020. I see now that that was foolish. I see now that I could have made a better decision. I see now that I was playing around with something that was actually really meaningful to me, you know? Um, I watched the I Love Lucy episode the other day that had, it's towards the very end where they're out living in the country and they decide to build a barbecue in the backyard. And Ricky had previously yelled at Lucy for leaving her wedding ring on like the kitchen sink when she was washing dishes. She takes her ring off, and then, you know, they have to like look through the cement and through the newly built barbecue to try to find her wedding ring. And this is somebody who I think has to lose it before they really realize that maybe there was something to be said. Ricky was saying, you know, it's kind of an important thing. Just don't like leave it anywhere, right? Well, this person was like leaving the Empress anywhere. And we've got an angel offering some protection that may have, you know, sent a little bit of intuitive messages towards this Empress that now is the time to cut things off. Because this is somebody who had divided their time and energy. It does feel to me like whoever is this Empress has had a very important focus in their life. You might be working to move across the country. You might be working to address a really difficult situation with your family. You might be trying to start a business. You might be executor of a will. There's something here where your energy should be more focused on that project or that thing. And it had been kind of siphoned off or depleted because of this romantic or this, for some of you, friendship connection. And now you're going to be able to do more because you're not, you know, operating with less. So let's get a few from What's the News. What else do we have? That's true. I remember hearing that too, Matt. We have the cleanse, detox, reading negativity, and purification. If you aren't going to act right, then there isn't room for you in this little old life of mine. Hello, Rob. How's your weekend going? Numbing, self-medicating, addictions, and irrational behavior. Not all of those will apply to your situation, but likely one of them will. There was, at the very least, self-sabotaging behavior, an attempt to kind of make things a little bit more dramatic between the two of you. And whatever you said they did, they know they did it. Now, maybe you accuse them of a lot of things and it's not all of them, but there's one in particular that you said, and it kind of felt like a gut punch to this person. Like, yeah, I guess I did do that. There's something in particular you said that they keep focusing on. But they still view you as theirs. They still feel like there's a chance you could end up being in a relationship together. For those of you where this is a friendship issue, a relationship got in between the friendship, which is kind of maybe a weird way to say it. The person who has the friend and the boo, they didn't like each other. We have high vibing, good vibes, living to the fullest, and enjoying the present. This is our Empress energy. There's a new friend or a new soul tribe building around you. A lot in part to the fact that you kind of have this magnetic energy. People are drawn to you. So there might be a couple of people you don't really want to connect with, but there is at least one new good friend. And I do feel like there's a new love interest as well. So don't spend too much time looking in the rearview mirror. There's a lot in front of you on the road. But, keep moving. All right. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.